Hi there everybody, and welcome to my shop here at Telechron Time. If you don't know me, my name is Roy. I'm the owner of Telechron Time, and today I'm going to show you some different things. I'm going to do a shop update, let you know what's going on. I'm going to show you some really cool clocks, but today's main focus is going to be on one individual by the name of David Gay. He's like a philanthropist at Telechron Clocks, and today I'm going to be featuring one of his clocks. It's a, I have it written down here. Age catching up with me, I guess. An AB664. It's a General Electric clock that was made in 1931. It was called the Dorchester. According to Jim Lintz in his book called The Electrifying Time, there was only 550 of these clocks ever made. So if those statistics hold true, this is probably going to be one of the rarest clocks you'll see in the Telechron line. So stick around, got lots to show you, lots to talk about. Thanks. Back about 2 weeks ago, I did open up 4 spots for Revere clocks. All 4 of those spots got sucked up in about less than 24 hours, I would say. So these are the 4 clocks that just came in this past week. We'll take a quick look at these and see what we have. This is what I call a clock in a bag. This is when the clocks come disassembled, pieces are in bags. This one is actually a 1934 GE701. This is going to have an issue with the dial here. Look at this. I don't know what somebody did. They painted over the dial. This is a very unusual dial because this particular clock uses a hinged bezel. It needs a special dial. The dial on that looks exactly like it does here on my Revere. Very difficult to come by. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that one. Down here, the second clock that came in is the 1947 R939. This is one of those half moon clocks, pretty cool. And over here, I have a banjo clock. This is my personal clock. I've had it for months. I've been trying to find time to get this one restored. I'd like to get it up for sale, but that's not happening. Over here, the famous R913. This is probably one of the most famous clocks Revere made. It was made for about 50 years, and the cool thing about this one is that production on these clocks started in 1940, and that's exactly what this one is. It's a 1940 clock, so it was probably one of the first ones off the production line. And then lastly, down here, I have a 1950 R737. Yes, a 737, another cool looking clock. And obviously I have some alarm clocks here for an individual too that are currently being worked on. Currently being worked on the bench is this 1937 R430. This was a major clock in a bag. I mean, this one came in just all pieces. As a matter of fact, I still have an envelope here with parts and pieces in it. I haven't opened it yet because I want to avoid losing anything. But I did get the movement assembled. I'm working on the case. This is a very, very tedious clock to work on, but it should be pretty cool when it's done. So it looks like the Shop Lizard will be joining me today. And for those of you not familiar with Shop Lizard from previous videos, this is a young male lizard called an anole, A-N-O-L-E. The males are territorial and they usually find a home and stay here. This particular lizard, he's been living on my bench since August of 2020, so it's been over 9 months now. Shop Lizard lost his baby tail about 3 months ago, and his big boy tail has been growing in, so he's pretty happy about that. Once he's fully grown, this lizard will measure out to between 5 and 6 inches. Word must have got out that the food at the Pegboard Cafe was really, really good, because I also seem to have adopted 2 geckos, one male, one female. These are nocturnal lizards. They only come out in the evening, and at first I wasn't too thrilled to have them in the shop because I find them quite creepy. They're really lacking in the looks department, but after a period of time they become quite accustomed to me, and they are quite entertaining, so I let them stay. Both species feed on bugs, but I'm going to tell you what, these geckos, they have a ferocious appetite. That's all they do is eat. The really tasty bugs don't come out until the evening time, but Shop Lizard has a difficult time staying up past 6 o'clock p.m., so I need to make sure he's fed before he turns in for the night. Between these 3 lizards, I rarely wake up and find any bugs whatsoever in my shop. Today's focus, though, is going to be on David Gay. David lives in West Virginia. He is like the philanthropist of Telechron clocks. He sends me all kinds of clocks, but of all the clocks that I've done for him, he's probably only kept 3 for himself. And most of these other clocks all get donated to historical societies or historical colleges. This one here, the one that we're going to be looking at, he's going to be donating. I can't remember where it's going to go. He's got this one being sent somewhere. The Delegate, which is which is a favorite of ours. We love the Delegate. This is a great clock. You should look for it cheap on eBay. Once these clocks are restored, they're fantastic. The last one that I had, I sold within 24 hours. So I mean, those are diamonds in the rough, certainly. And the same thing with this colonnade right here. Again, they're not much to look at, but once these clocks are completed, they're actually beautiful clocks. And just to show you how backed up I am, this is a clock. This is one of David's personal clocks. He sent it back to me. It needed a rotor. I told him I'd get on it right away. That was about a month and a half ago. So David, yeah, I'm going to try to get that one done for you today also. Now, I find it very unselfish that David just buys these clocks and he sends them to me, and he pays for the restorations, he pays for the shipping, and he donates these clocks. And so today, David, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something a little special for you. I'm not going to tell you what it is right now. Wait till the end of the video, and I'll see if I can't help you out a little bit here. So let's take a closer look at this cool clock. I've got it plugged in, and it is running. I did test this clock when it first came in, so I do know that the rotor on this is good. And you know, actually this clock is just in excellent overall condition. Really, the only thing I notice on this is that the wood is just dried out, which is very common on these clocks. But I mean, there's no missing veneers, no chunks, no chips, nothing on this. I mean, it's just in great overall condition. All right, one clock down. This is a really nice clock. These gear sets that they used on these early clocks were just phenomenal quality. These gears are very, very thick, and you can see there's really not many gears to this, but here's where the problem lies. The problem lies with this particular rotor. If you look very closely, you'll see that the shaft on this is hollow. So before you could even put the gears back into this, you gotta actually hold the rotor with one hand so it protrudes out. And the reason why this was not such a great idea was because by the time you get all the gears in there and you put the plate on, put everything together, the second hand itself, the shaft on that, actually goes into that hollow space right there on the rotor. So what that means is that for maintenance wise, if you had to just take out the rotor, if you wanted to change the rotor, it really meant taking apart almost the entire clock to do it. So this shows you what it looks like fully assembled. And it's still not perfect because I still have to hold that rotor in there at the bottom. If I move that rotor or drop that rotor out of there, this whole thing will just come apart. And now the hard part is going to be getting this big plate on there to hold everything together. Okay, so now our moment of truth. Let's see if it's going to fire up. Here we go. And good, the second hand is moving. So I just have the minute hand just lightly attached to it. I just want to make sure it turns. There's no hour hand on there right now. On these particular clocks, if the minute hand moves, the hour hand is going to move correctly also. So it's not important. It's the minute hand that actually keeps track of everything. Wow. The only thing harder than getting this clock apart was getting it back together again, but the results were definitely worth it. Take a look at this beautiful clock. This came out very, very well. Look at the beautiful inlay work down here on the base. I think what happened on the wood on this is that somebody cleaned it. Took off all the oils on this. I don't think this clock was stripped down, but boy, I'll tell you, it took a lot of oil, but you could see the difference that it makes. This clock just came out wonderful. A nice piece of history preserved. All right, folks, so let's see if we can't wrap this video up. David got in touch with me a concerning more details on where this clock is going, and I found out it's going to a place called the Greenbrier Hotel. It's a 5-star resort in White Sulphur, West Virginia, which was built in 1913. Wow, take a good look at this place. This clock is going to be presented to commemorate the 1931 completion of the hotel's main building. What an appropriate gift, because that's the year this particular clock was made. Wonderful place. I took a look at the website and I went to see if they posted any type of room rates on there. Obviously they didn't, which means that if you have to ask, you can't afford to go there anyway. So don't expect to be seeing me there anytime soon. Well, if I am there, I'll probably be the guy either parking your car or bussing tables. But anyhow, like I said, Dave, I want to help you out on this, so here's a surprise that I promised you. Obviously, I'd like to tell you I could do all the work for free, but Etsy doesn't like free. They can't make money off of that. So what I'm going to do to help you with this particular project is I'm going to charge you a grand total of $5. $5 for everything, and I will ship this clock to your home just like you requested. So, David, on behalf of the Telechron world, I want to thank you for your generosity. I think what you're doing is very wonderful. This is a great way of preserving these wonderful pieces, and I'm very happy to know that a lot of my work is ending up in a lot of these historical buildings that you're sending them to. So, again, thank you very much for everything, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.